Sarah, I was just reading about the ongoing famine in Sudan. It's just unfathomable. Thousands of children starving, innocent people caught in a brutal war. How can a good and all powerful God allow such things? It just reinforces my belief that there's no intelligent designer, no benevolent creator watching over us.
I understand, Alex. It's heart-wrenching, absolutely. The amount of suffering in the world is truly agonizing, and it's something that I grapple with as well.
But it's more than just agonizing, Sarah. It's a blatant contradiction. Either God isn't all powerful and can't stop these things, or he is and simply doesn't care. Neither is exactly comforting. A so called loving God just shouldn't be allowing so much suffering, especially of innocent children.
I get that. It's the problem of evil, and it's a deep, complex issue, one that's challenged believers for centuries. We see natural disasters, diseases, terrible injustices everywhere. It's not something we can just sweep away with a simple answer, I admit that.
Exactly. It's not a simple issue, it's a major obstacle. A creator is illogical. A loving creator, even more so. I mean, look at things from a purely scientific perspective. Evolution, for instance. It's based on struggle, on survival of the fittest. Nature is brutal.
Yes, evolution is a powerful theory, and I don't believe it necessarily contradicts the existence of God. In my view, the evolution process is actually an incredibly complex and intelligent design, one that has led to the beautiful complexity of life around us. What I don't accept is that evolution shows that God doesn't exist.
Okay, but the fine-tuning argument you bring up, isn't it also a product of evolution? It seems like we've simply adapted to the conditions on Earth. It's not that the conditions were made for us.
Well, the fine-tuning we see in our universe goes well beyond our planet. Consider the strength of gravity. If it were only slightly weaker, stars wouldn't form, and there would be no heavier elements needed for planets and life. Or, if gravity were just slightly stronger, the universe would have collapsed back in upon itself long ago. There are also hundreds of other physical constants like the speed of light or the mass of electrons that all need to be precisely calibrated as they are. Otherwise, the universe would be a dark, barren place. The odds of that happening by chance are astronomically small.
Okay, I have to concede that's a very powerful point. The sheer number of those constants, the delicate balance of everything, it is extraordinary. I've read about it, how things like the strong nuclear force, the weak nuclear force, they're all so precisely what they need to be to allow life to flourish. The chances of it happening by accident seem next to impossible.
But Alex, for me, the complexity, the fine-tuning, it's a sign of purpose. I believe that someone or something is behind it. I would agree with you if the universe was a chaotic mess. But it's not. It's orderly. It's beautiful. And the fact that we can even contemplate these things, our ability to reason, to seek meaning, that to me points to a higher intelligence at work.
Maybe it is just our brains that let us seek meaning, Sarah. And they evolved over billions of years, same as the rest of us. We have to find meaning for ourselves. I still can't look at all that suffering, that random destruction, and see a benevolent God behind it all. It just doesn't add up. It feels like we're in this vast, indifferent universe, just trying to survive as best we can. And as for purpose, we are just another animal, a product of an evolutionary chain. Maybe if we are lucky, our actions make a difference.
That's a valid point, Alex, but it also raises a question. If our brains are a product of mere chance and random mutations, is it really logical that such a complex and sophisticated organ as our brain, capable of abstract thought, of understanding the universe itself, could have originated by pure accident? The brain is one of, if not the most complex structure we know of. Doesn't the development of something so amazingly complicated as our brain also point to something beyond just random chance? Doesn't it also suggest the possibility of a creator?
Okay, that's another good point. I admit the human brain is incredibly complex, and the odds of it appearing through random chance alone are mind-boggling. But it could still be chance, however improbable it is.
I understand that, Alex. I truly do. But you must admit it takes a leap of faith to believe that the fine-tuning of the universe and the complex nature of our brains is all by chance. Even the level of suffering we witness points to intelligence behind it. If there is a good God, it makes sense to accept there is also an evil force, too. I too put my faith on something. My faith is based on the life and death of Jesus Christ. His answer to the suffering in the world was to suffer with us. His death on the cross demonstrated this. He taught us that this life is not all there is to existence. The life, teaching, and death of Jesus Christ makes sense of the world. The intelligent God sent Jesus to expose the evil that has tainted and corrupted his creation. I agree with you that we cannot fully understand why God allowed it to happen, but a suffering world does not deny the existence of a creator.
I still can't wrap my head around the idea of a good God in a world like this, despite your good arguments. But I do appreciate you taking the time and sharing your views. The fine-tuning argument and the complexity of our brains are definitely something I will ponder over more.
And I respect your honesty, Alex. It's good to have these conversations, to challenge our beliefs.
They both smile, the conversation ending on a respectful, if still differing note.